All right, picture the scene for me.
Okay, I'm with it.
It's late afternoon. You're standing on this sprawling teak terrace, maybe up in the hills of Leon or looking out from Awapor.
Oh, yeah.
You've got that impossible view of the Andaman Sea, those limestone karsts just sticking out of the turquoise water.
Like something from a movie. It is the ultimate postcard moment. It's what everyone is chasing.
It is. But, let's fast forward a bit.
Okay, where are we going?
3 months later, that dream villa.
Yeah.
Well, the roof's leaking from a tropical storm you didn't know happens every October. You've got this letter from the local government, all in Thai, but it definitely looks angry.
Uh-oh.
And you just found out that answering a few work emails by the pool might technically be illegal.
And that is the exact moment the dream crashes right into reality. That's the record scratch moment.
Exactly. And that is what we are here to prevent today. Welcome to the deep dive.
Let's do it.
We're on a very specific mission. We are basically constructing a survival guide for the Phuket property market.
Not just the fun stuff.
No, not just picking out pretty tiles. We're talking the real do's and don'ts, handling lawyers, managing agents, the art of negotiation there, and this is the big one, the whole legal minefield around what work actually means in Thailand.
Which is, it's a trap that catches so many smart, well-intentioned people completely off guard.
It really does. Now, before we get into the weeds, we need to be clear about our sources.
Right. This isn't just theory.
Not at all. Today's deep dive is built entirely on insights from Ocean Worldwide. They're a luxury real estate agency that's been on the ground in Phuket since 2004.
And that year, 2004, is so significant. Think about what Phuket has been through since then.
Exactly.
If an agency has survived 2 decades through, coups, the tsunami, the global financial crisis, the pandemic, that's not just experience, that's resilience.
It's battle-tested. And we're specifically drawing on the expertise of Sandra O'Neill. She's the director there.
She's helped thousands of families and investors navigate this stuff.
So what we're talking about today is reality. It's based on data from thousands of actual closed deals.
Which is really the only data you should trust in a market that can be this opaque.
So here's the plan. We'll start with the team, your lawyer and your agent. Then we'll get into the money negotiation, hidden costs, and finally, the really tricky legal stuff about actually living there. Visas, work permits, all of it.
Let's get into it.
Okay, the team. I want to start here because I think the default for a Western buyer is I find a house online, I call the agent, we shake hands, done.
It seems so simple.
Right. But the source material throws a huge red flag up immediately about lawyers.
It does. And this is probably the most common rookie mistake. You assume the system is like it is back home, in the UK or the US.
Where the agent handles a lot of the paperwork.
Exactly. Or
Yeah.
the process is so standardized you barely think about it.
Huh.
But in Thailand, the agent is there to find the property and make the deal happen. The lawyer is there to make sure the deal is, legal and safe.
Okay, but let me play devil's advocate. If I have a great agent from a reputable firm, someone who really knows their stuff, do I really need to pay extra for a lawyer?
It's a fair question. But the agent's job is not to be a legal scholar. You have to remember, you're buying property in a country with a totally different legal code. Civil law, not common law.
And the land titles themselves are different, right?
Massively. You have Chinook titles, Norse or 3. Do you know the difference?
I definitely do not. I would just assume a title is a title.
And that assumption is so dangerous. A Chinook is the gold standard, a verified deed with GPS plotting. But other titles can be really vague about where your property line actually is. A good lawyer checks that.
So they're doing the forensic work.
They're checking for encumbrances. Is there a mortgage on the land the seller hasn't mentioned? Is there a servitude, basically a right-of-way that lets the neighbors cut through your garden? They are checking that the person selling the property actually owns it. It sounds basic, but fraud happens. And here's the golden rule from Sandra O'Neill's team. You engage the lawyer before you sign anything.
Before, even like the little reservation form.
Especially the reservation form. That's the trap.
But that just feels like a hold the property for me thing.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
You visit a villa, you fall in love. The agent says, look, just sign this, put down a 1% deposit, take it off the market. It feels low risk.
That feels like the standard next step.
But that little document often locks you into terms. It might have an impossible closing date or say the deposit is totally non-refundable no matter what. If you sign it and then your lawyer finds a problem, you could lose that deposit. Or worse, you're stuck in a bad deal.
So the lawyer vets the intent, not just the final contract.
Precisely. And you need to find the right one.
Yeah.
You want a specialist in property law, not some generalist. And crucial point, communication has to be clear. If their emails are in broken English and you can't understand the advice, they are useless to you.
And get the fee structure up front.
Always. No surprises.
Okay, so the lawyer is your defense. Let's talk offense. The agents. The source calls them your advocate, but it also brings up what it calls the mind reader problem.
Aha, yes. This one is entirely on the buyer, usually.
What do you mean?
We complain that the agent isn't showing us the right properties. But often it's because we haven't been clear or, frankly, honest with them.
Honest about the budget.
The budget, the must-haves, the deal breakers, a lot of buyers are just too vague. They'll say, I want something nice with a view, maybe around 20 million baht.
Which could be anything.
Could be a condo in Patong or a villa in Rawai. Totally different lifestyles. One is party central. The other is quiet and residential. You're just wasting everyone's time.
So you have to be specific.
You have to.
Yeah.
I need 3 bedrooms for my grandkids. I need to be near an international school. I cannot do stairs. Given those parameters, otherwise they're just guessing.
And on the flip side, the source says, don't ghost them.
Ugh, please don't. It happens all the time. People get cold feet and just stop answering calls. If your plans change, just tell them.
It's just professional courtesy.
It is. And if you treat them with respect, they will go the extra mile. They'll show you the pocket listings, the properties that aren't even on the website yet.
That's where the real gems are.
Right.
Okay, team's in place. We found the property. Now, the negotiation.
The art of the deal.
The source has a very specific warning here about the asking price.
Yes. In the West, the asking price is usually based on comparable sales data that's public.
Right, you can just go on Zillow or whatever.
Exactly. In Thailand, that data is not public, so you can't see what the neighbor's house sold for last week.
So the asking price is what? A guess?
It's optimistic, let's say that.
Mm-hmm.
It's often a wish. A seller picks a number based on what they feel it's worth. Sandra O'Neill's advice is clear. You cannot take that number as gospel.
So how do you research if there's no public data?
This is where a good agent earns their commission. They know the market history. The source gives an example like looking at boutique villas in Manic. If you know 3 similar villas there sold for 20% less 6 months ago, suddenly you have leverage.
You can ground the conversation in facts.
I know the market, and your price is off. It changes everything. Without that knowledge, you're flying blind, and you will overpay.
But it's not just about the numbers, is it? It's about the physical building.
Correct. The physical inspection leverage. You were in the tropics. The sun, the rain, the salt air. It's brutal on buildings. You have to look at the roof, check the plumbing, look for mold behind the furniture.
And then use what you find in the negotiation.
Absolutely. Because it shifts the conversation from, I want to pay less, to, I have to pay less because I need to spend 500,000 baht fixing this roof. It's factual, not emotional. It justifies the lower offer.
I like that. It removes the awkwardness. But speaking of money, we need a reality check on the budget.
The purchase price fallacy.
Right. You see a villa listed for 15 million baht. You have 15 million in the bank. You think, great, I can afford it.
And you are wrong. You can't. Because you haven't factored in all the other costs.
Okay, break those down. What are we forgetting?
First, the government gets its cut. Transfer fees, stamp duty, maybe a specific business tax. Who pays for those is negotiable, but you need to budget for your share.
Then the lawyer fees we already talked about.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then a contingency fund. Ocean Worldwide really emphasizes this. Things will break. You might want to renovate. And a big one, furnishings.
Is it common for places to be sold totally empty?
Very common.
Yeah.
Or with furniture you hate. You do not want to spend your last baht on the house and then have to sleep on the floor for 6 months. You need a buffer.
So if the house is 15 million, you probably need 17 or 18 million ready to go.
That's the safe way to do it. Absolutely.
Okay. We've got the budget, we have the research, we're in the room with the seller. What's the psychological play?
Firm, but flexible. But the biggest trap, the one the source calls the eagerness pitfall, is all emotional.
The love at first sight problem.
Picture it. You walk into that 3-bed villa in Aopor. It has the infinity pool blending into the horizon. You literally gasp and say, oh my God, I love it. This is the one.
I mean, that's why you're there. It's hard not to.
I know. But the second you say that, you've lost. You have just told the seller they don't have to budge on the price because you're emotionally hooked.
So I have to play it cool.
Poker face.
Yeah.
Be indifferent. Don't reply to their text in 30 seconds. Wait a couple hours. Ask tough questions. Make them feel like they have to work to sell it to you.
And while you're being cool, you should be listening.
Active listening is the secret weapon. Let them talk. People hate silence, so they fill it with information. You might just hear them say something like, well, we're moving back to France next month for the school term.
Bingo. That's urgency.
That's your opening. They have a deadline. They're motivated. They'll probably take a lower price for a quick, clean deal. But you only hear that if you stop gushing about the view.
Okay, we win. We get the house, we get the deal, we move in. And now, the deep dive takes a sharp turn into the legal minefield.
The definition of work.
This is so important now because the buyers in Phuket aren't just retirees anymore.
No, it's digital nomads, investors, entrepreneurs managing businesses back home.
People who are not just sitting on a beach all day.
And that's where the friction with Thai law really starts.
So how does Thailand define work? Because for most of us, work is something you get paid to do.
It is so much broader than that. The law defines it as, and I'm quoting here, exerting energy or using knowledge whether or not in consideration of wages.
Exerting energy, that sounds like gardening.
Technically, a very strict reading could say yes. The key part is whether or not in consideration of wages.
That's the kicker,
Yeah.
even if it's unpaid.
Even if it's unpaid.
Yeah.
Volunteering at a local charity, that's work. Helping a friend with their business plan for free, that's work. If you're using your professional knowledge to create value, they can see it as work.
That seems incredibly restrictive. There has to be some nuance, right? Can I attend a business meeting?
This is the famous gray zone. For years, there's been this conflict between the strict letter of the law and the Council of State, which is the government's legal advisory body.
And what's their take?
The Council of State has basically said, look, if it's not taking a job from a Thai person, it shouldn't be an issue. So attending a seminar or a meeting is generally okay now.
That sounds reasonable.
It is. But the risk is inconsistency. What one official ignores, another might decide to penalize. And if you're organizing the seminar, that's definitely work.
What about the classic digital nomad? I'm in a cafe in Phuket, running my online business based in London, paid in pounds into a UK bank. Am I taking a Thai job?
This is the single most dangerous myth out there. If you are physically in Thailand while you are running that business, you are working in Thailand, period.
Even if the money never touches a Thai bank.
The money trail matters for tax, but it doesn't get you out of needing a work permit. You cannot legally do that on a tourist visa.
So what's the real solution?
You need the right visa. Thailand is getting better at this, with things like the long-term resident visa or the new destination Thailand visa for remote workers. But you have to be on one of those. You can't just wing it.
And if you get caught?
Fines, deportation, blacklisting. It's rare, but it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not worth the risk.
And we should touch on taxes, too.
Right. If you're in Thailand for more than 180 days in a year, you are a tax resident.
Which means?
It means you are potentially liable for tax on income you bring into the country. The rules just got tighter on this. The days of Thailand being a completely tax-free zone where you can live under the radar, those are ending.
It all comes back to the same theme.
Right.
You can't just treat Thailand like a beautiful backdrop. You're entering a system.
A system with hard lines. Like, for example, prohibited professions. As a foreigner, you cannot be a tour guide or a hairdresser or, ironically,
A lawyer.
you cannot be a lawyer who represents someone in a Thai court.
Yeah.
A foreign lawyer can be a consultant, but they can't stand before a judge.
Which brings us right back to where we started. The value of boots on the ground.
You are totally dependent on your local guides. And this is why Ocean Worldwide talks so much about local expertise. It's the stuff that isn't in the glossy brochure.
Give me an example of brochure versus reality.
A brochure says a villa is in an up-and-coming area. A local expert who's been there since 2004 tells you, actually, the road plans for that area have been stalled for 5 years, and it floods every monsoon.
Or they know the seller's backstory.
Exactly. The website says villa for sale. The local agent knows the seller's desperate, they have a family emergency in Europe, and they need to fly out in 2 weeks. That little piece of information is worth a fortune in a negotiation. You can't Google that.
So if we pull this all together, what's the mindset of a successful buyer in Phuket?
I'd say it's a triad. First, emotional restraint. Don't fall in love so fast you give away all your power.
Second,
Financial diligence. Budget for everything, all the hidden costs. And third, legal compliance. Respect the visa rules. Respect the definition of work. Do it right.
so the paradise actually stays paradise.
And doesn't become a nightmare of legal fees.
Before we sign off, I have to remind everyone again that this deep dive was powered by the incredible insights from Ocean Worldwide.
And we have to credit Sandra O'Neill's leadership. Running an agency in that market for over 20 years, that kind of longevity means safety and security for her clients.
So if you're even just thinking about this, if you want to browse properties or just ask a question to someone who really knows the answer, go to the source. It's oceanwwp.com.
That's oceanwwp.done.com. Highly recommended.
I want to leave you with a final thought today about the idea of home.
Go on.
We tend to think that making a home is about the things we put inside it, the sofa, the art on the walls. But in a place like Thailand, making a home is really about alignment.
What do you mean by alignment?
It's about aligning yourself with the legal system, with the culture, with the reality of the place, not just your fantasy of it.
That's a great way to put it.
Because if you fight the system, you're just a tourist who happens to own a house. But if you understand it and respect it, that's when you actually belong.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for diving deep with us. And good luck with the house hunt.